Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.
Item 30.
Item 30 is a first reading, set a date of hearing and second reading for Monday, February 1st, 2016 at 7 o'clock p.m. For an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, establishing the car rental customer use charge and authorizing the use of the proceeds thereof for economic development projects.
Councilor Rolfing.
Okay, I would like to introduce Dale Froehlich to make a presentation on the proposed car rental fee.
It's okay. I guess so. Welcome, Mr. Froehlich.
Thank you. Is this unusual?
Yes, it is.
What? Yes, I would ask that Mr. Froehlich give us a short presentation of what he gave this afternoon at the informational, so that the people who were not here at that time could hear.
Welcome, Mr. Froehlich.
Well, thank you. My name is Dale Froehlich. I am a volunteer with the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, and I am currently serving as the chair of the board of directors. I'm a longtime resident of Sioux Falls. I was born in McKinnon Hospital 68 years ago. And I'm very happy to be here to propose this idea for economic development for Sioux Falls. I would just hit the highlights. I know everyone in this room is in favor of economic development. At least that's what I've been told. Quite a few of the people are. So we don't need to really hit that issue, but I would like to talk about the ordinance itself and kind of hit the highlights of the ordinance. The ordinance was just recently drafted by the city attorney's office. We had earlier submitted our own version of it, and now the city attorney has prepared this for your consideration. Essentially, it's about a 5-page ordinance. It defines the car rental companies, the city itself, and describes the purpose of the ordinance as funding economic development projects. It does not mention the Development Foundation, and it does not describe Foundation Park. So right now it's very open-ended, and I would agree with a comment offered earlier by Michael Weiland, in which he said that if there comes to be a funding agreement pursuant to this ordinance, we want to make that funding agreement as precise as possible. And I would invite his participation as well, but frankly, it's an agreement between the city and whoever they choose to make the agreement with. This is a ordinance that would impose a $3 per day charge on car rentals which occur within the city limits. So it would include both airport and non-airport car rentals. And the process set forth in the ordinance is that it would start on July 1st if it's approved, and the car rental companies would make a collection monthly, and at the end of each month turn the funds over to the city finance department. The city finance department would allocate those funds pursuant to a plan that the city might have with an economic development organization. And the idea is that those funds then would follow that plan and would possibly be distributed on a quarterly basis. This particular fee can be repealed at any day in the future. It is being brought forth pursuant to city charter. I happen to be involved as a member of the Citizens for Modern Government back in September of 1994 when the city charter was first written. And we specifically included a provision in the city charter that says when you propose a fee or a tax such as this, it needs to be voted on by the people of the city. So there is a provision in the very final section of this ordinance that talks about the fact that this would be referred to a vote of the people, and we are intending or hoping that this can be qualified for the April 12th election, city school election that is coming up on April 12th. And that's the essence of the ordinance. I do want to just make a comment or two in response to comments received earlier, our organization does believe in open government, and we do agree that people proposing this.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay, is that?
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
Counselor and counselors, this is very unusual. It is, David. It's very unusual. In my 6 years that I've done this, we've not allowed the public to present the testimony of the first reading. And I mean, now I've got a gentleman who wants to talk about questions that were brought up on an opposing side on this topic, and without allowing those proponents to come up, or those opponents, whether they be proponent or opponent, to come up and, speak now on the counter side of this citizen's comments.
Mr. Mayor, I think
and
you
so-
would have thought about that before we allowed the open discussion of meeting agenda items, later agenda items, and you invited people to talk about these items in the open discussion, which rarely happens also.
No, Counselor, that happens every week.
Not on agenda items that are on the agenda item.
Counselor, I've been doing this a long time, sir. That happens every week.
That you allow them to talk on
Yes.
items that are going to be discussed later.
Absolutely.
I would
If it's a first reading, they talk about it during the public input, sir. You've been here longer than I have.
No, same amount.
Been a good journey. And,
Well, if
so,
you would like Mr. Froehlich
Mr.
to
Froehlich,
stop, that would be fine.
I'm happy to follow your rules.
out of this far,
Whatever you would like
against
to
my
do.
better judgment. But again,
I would make a motion, Mr. Mayor, to set second reading for Monday, February 1st, at 7 p.m.
Second, Erskine.
A motion to set a date hearing, second reading. It has been seconded. Any discussion, Council? A roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Erkenbach,
Yes.
Karski,
Yes.
Kylie,
Yes.
Rolfing.
Yes.
Staggers.
No.
That's passed 4-1.
Don't come back now, dear.